My name is Diana Orrantia. In 2015, I was diagnosed with leukemia. And then in September of 2015, I was given a bone marrow transplant. Honestly, when I got the diagnosis for the leukemia, I wasn't scared or frightened because I know this is crazy when I tell people, but God actually put that in my heart. I was flown out to Houston to MD Anderson, and 3/4 of the time I was in the hospital and 1/4 of the time I was living in an apartment. Then they finally let me come home after Christmas, and I was only home for about 2 weeks. And I got really, really sick. And I called my stem cell specialist over at MD Anderson, and she says, "You need to come back." My parents fought me on it, and I'm not laying blame on them. I love my parents very much. But my general practitioner here had told them that I was gonna be okay. And so when I got recalled back to MD Anderson, my parents were understandably worried, but it manifested itself in them being angry with me. And so when I left, I was super depressed. I got on a plane, and my husband couldn't go with me. I completely lost my support system. I registered myself, and when I got up to the room, I asked for a psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist, whatever you want to call it, and I asked for them to put me on something. Antidepressants, I don't know if y'all know how they work, but it takes about 4 weeks for them to actually kick in. I was stuck on the 18th, 17th floor. I felt very badly about myself, and I thought, well, maybe I'm asking for too much. I would have liked to have someone come and dedicate an hour to me every week and just listen to me and pray with me or pray for me. And I didn't have that. So the leukemia wasn't the crises, the transplant wasn't the crises, it was me losing my whole body of support. I wish I had known about Stephen Ministry because I would have reached out to them. You know, my parents were surrounded by family, but they could have benefited from a Stephen minister while I was over at the hospital. Stephen Ministry, I prefer to use the word a time of need. Just like when St. Stephen was commissioned by the apostles to give caring ministry to those in need, things like divorce, death, grief, being a caregiver to someone and actually needing a little TLC yourself. But then there are other types, happy types of crises, like you have a baby, your kids are going off to college, now you're an empty nester. You know, we're just an extra heart, an extra smile, an extra ear to listen to, so we're there for their support.